love one another right now.
Welcome back to Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS. By the end of this show, Kim's going to bring one of those back. You watch. I'm going to talk her into it, man.
Yep.
So we last left Julio and Kim drinking and smoking pot at 12 and 13 years old.
On the schoolyard.
So, and then you jumped forward to 18 years old, but I want to ask you a question about in between there. What the heck were your parents thinking? His parents and your parents, what were they doing? You guys are running and gunning and doing all your stuff, man.
Of course,
right?
We didn't even, at that age, we thought we knew what was best. We thought we were in love.
So they're just dumb old people or something?
Like, who are these people? What do they think? We would run away. Every time they tried to split us up, we would just take off and run away and sleep in parks and sleep in schoolyards, just to still be together. And
It's
we
like
thought,
Romeo and Juliet.
yeah, we'll take the city and live on the streets, and no one's going to tell us what to do. We were just rebellious kids, and I never once thought about my mom crying.
Yeah. Well, and it sure demonstrates, those of you that try to get through to teenagers, or you get so frustrated when they dig their heels in, it's a real good snapshot of just how, and everybody who's listening probably has been a teenager, and when I get an idea and I think I'm right, you people can't tell me anything, right?
Yeah, you really believe that you know what's best, and your parents don't know, they're old school, or they don't understand what's going on in school, and everybody does it. It's not true. Everybody in your that you hang around with does it.
Yeah. And so I'd imagine you got all kinds of warnings that sounded something like, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, you're going to end up A, B, and C. Right?
Exactly. They just told me that if you don't stop, we're going to ship you somewhere else to get away. And that's what they did. Actually, for 1 year, they shipped me away to my family's out in the Calexico area. And I did really good. They took me out of my environment. I did good, but all I was thinking about was to come back.
Yeah.
I'm good. I have to do good so I can get back over here, be with my boyfriend, and continue to do what I was doing.
Yeah. So I'll bet they said stuff like this: if you don't stop doing what you're doing, you're going to be strung out on drugs, 18 years old, pregnant, and on your wedding day. So tell us about when you're 18.
So doing all that, doing it my way. Well, great, my best idea, and I ended up pregnant. And at that time, probably from 15 to 18, we were going in and out of church thinking this is what's going to help us. And we continued to do what we were doing. Nothing was changing. And I was pregnant, and we were standing in front of the church, and I said, "Hey, I got to talk to you." And I said, "I'm pregnant." And my then it was my boyfriend's face just dropped. Like, "Well, what do we do?" And I go, "I don't know. What do we do?" And he goes, "I guess we get married." And so that was our next great idea, is we decided to get married. So we got on our wedding day. Nothing was changing. In the back of my head, I didn't know what codependency was. In the back of my head, everything inside of me was saying, "You're too young. It's not time. Stop. Don't get married." And I knew it was best, and so I did anyway. And I thought it'll change once I'm married and once we have kids.
Do you sort of have if you could give us a definition of what codependency is?
It's you put your own feelings aside and yourself aside, and all you do is try to help others. You try to fix others. You become controlling. And you try to control everything and everybody around you, and you'll put your own feelings aside,
right,
to take care of everybody else.
Take care of everybody else at the cost of your own sanity, life, and everything else, right?
Yeah. And let me tell you, actually, I should have been an alert button, because I remember
alert button with it. Ding, 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 ding,
ding. Hello, this is not good. I remember being in 9th grade, going back before we got married. There was one time that we got so drunk, and he had gotten drunk, and then I remember it was cold, and we were out there at the park, and he got so bad. I was cleaning his mouth, taking care of him, trying to sober up so I can take care of him, and it was cold, and I remember taking off my shirt to warm him up, sitting there, and that's how bad it was. And I thought, oh, he needs me. Now, is
Right.
that codependency or what? It didn't say run. I thought, oh, he needs me. Let me fix him.
That's right.
So that was that. And so here I am at 18, my wedding day. We, our best
So
idea.
you decided to get married.
We decided to
Okay.
get married. I was wearing a white dress. I was 3 months pregnant, and we were still getting high. And that day, we thought the best idea was to score a bunch of Coke and get some wine coolers.
Wedding day, right?
Wedding day. We're going to
Yeah.
party. We actually got money to go on a honeymoon. We used all the money to get high.
Yeah.
We got the cheapest motel because we wanted all the money to go to getting high.
Well, and I cut in and add a little bit of levity to it. And I'm like, yeah, it's your wedding day party, right? And if there's people out there listening that are thinking, man, that's just crazy, you're crazy, right? Is I certainly don't do that to make light of a very serious situation.
Yes.
I do that because I want people to understand exactly how much power alcohol and
Yes.
drugs have over a person who's crossed that line into addiction. I'm 3 months pregnant on
Yep.
my wedding day,
You're right.
and I'm trying to save money with the wedding arrangements so that I can buy more drugs.
Exactly.
You know,
that
And
was our
crazy,
best-
right?
It's totally crazy to anybody that's listening, but to the addict, not knowing I was an addict either. I thought I was just having a good time.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
way of life. Of course I'm going to do that. How smart am I that I can save money so that we can party more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so being 3 months pregnant, and I remember I was I was tired of living this life still, but I was doing it. And we had set up the lines in the bathroom, and my husband went and did his. And
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna cut you off right there because I know what's coming next, and
Yeah.
I really want people to hear the point of this. You know, I want people to hear this
Yep.
moment of clarity that you had. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then
Okay.
we'll come right back on there.
Will do.
This is Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.